Welcome to Toffee TV. Today I'm joined by Liam Vizeh, who is a Burnley fan, football blogger, and he's going to tell me all about Sean Dyche and whether Evertonians should be excited as Dyche ball arrives at Goodison. I don't even know why I said that. I hate them kind of phrases. But there you go, Liam. Are you okay?
I'm doing fantastic, pal. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. As well as you can be when your football club is as lively as what Everton's is and as poor as what Everton's is right now. Sean Dyche has been, or is set to be, announced at the time of recording this video as the new Everton manager. Obviously, you've got lots of experience of watching him with Burnley. So what are we getting?
Well, I think right now in your current predicament that he offers exactly what I think is desperately needed at your football club, and that is, number one, everyone in the same hymn sheet, everyone with the same cohesion, the cohesion that you'd want in a football team, right. And is number one slogan that he's come to Burnley with since day one, and it continued to the end, in my opinion, is that, maximum, what's it like? Minimum expectation is maximum effort. That's his slogan. Try to remember it quickly. Legs, hearts, minds. Kind of, he has his phrases all around the training ground that was built when he was here, and to this day, even after he left, those same phrases and slogans are still there now, because it is, you're never going to win matches just by pure skill, and football is more about effort and grit than skill will ever be. Of course, it's a factor, but if you work harder than the opposition team, good chance you're going to win games. And with you, Everton, in your current situation, I think that he offers that for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Everton is massively struggling at the moment, and in need of an identity, and that's certainly what he put into Burnley, that identity of his identity, that 4-4-2, that hard-working style. Is that fair?
I would say for the most part. I do think that he is a bit, I would say, unfairly judged on his play style. Okay. With us, we were quite a high-pressing team, more than what people give us credit for, that we always pressed really high up the pitch, and we actually caught out a lot of our opponents in those areas that, we was always on the front foot in those kind of situations. And, we used our strengths to, we used all the little attributes that our players had to our main strengths, and we knew our weaknesses, and we covered that the way that we see fit. And of course, you've got some Burnley players of ours last year, Dwight McNeil, James Tarkowski. So you've already got that kind of core that knows what to expect. And when I look at your team, I'll be honest, when I was thinking about what team was Sean Dyche go to next, I was thinking really the only team I can really see is Everton. Because with some teams, I think they would believe that they are potentially too good for them, too good for Sean Dyche in terms of like the play style. So like I can never see him going to, let's say, a Southampton, for example, because they probably think that the play style is probably a bit too of a reach for them. But as a Burnley fan, I'm really excited to see what he can do with a bit more backing, because at Burnley, that's one thing that he absolutely did not have. You can look at some of our sub benches. It's just full of youth kids. Yeah, it's not looking good, and like Phil Bardsley, you know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he could do it, you guys.
I was just going to ask you that in terms of the two bits of that, but the first one is, do you believe that his ceiling is higher than what it was at Burnley? And what I mean by that is to do with the backing and therefore the way he played. Do you feel like if he had a more talented players, or a bigger budget rather, to buy different type of players, his playing style would have evolved a little bit?
I believe so. I've listened to pretty much every podcast that he's been part of, and I'll be honest, he's been part of many podcasts in the last several months. So each time he's been on there, he's always kind of kept consistent with the fact that he was working with what he was dealt with, and that he felt like he was unfairly sort of pigeonholed by the media about this 4-4-2 Brexit ball kind of play style. But in reality, he just said, like, look, people say that my style is about just people that just works hard and have good character. And it's like, well, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to have that? That should be a standard thing to expect at a football club. So I do believe that he has got other ideas that would be much more expansive. And with what we had at Burnley, he knew that players that he would have wanted was just not possible at a club. And I think he went with what was safe and what would guarantee success. And even though we did go down in the end, of course, he was sacked beforehand, and he still believes to this day that if he was still there, we would have stayed up. So Burnley fans may have said that we'd be going down anyway. To be honest, I think that because of our board at the time did not invest for so long, the damage was already done, and he was working on fumes, in my own personal opinion. So the situation was completely out of his hands in terms of the squad. And I really think that with you guys right now, I think it'll work well.
The other thing as well, Liam, is you mentioned it before, obviously, because he didn't have the funds in terms of subs and stuff. There was younger players on the bench. What is he like with giving younger players a go? Is he someone who just prefers safe, older, 29, 30-year-old players, or does he give players? I know Dwight McNeil's obviously come through Burnley and got into the first team, and obviously plays for Everton now, but with others, is he someone who you think would give academy kids a go, like young players, or is it a case of he likes to buy older, more experienced players?
I would lean more towards more kind of older, experienced players.
Okay.
Dwight McNeil was one of the rarities, I guess you could say. There's a few young players that he gave starts, or at least sub appearances to. On the top of my head, like Dan Aggie, who we got from Wimbledon. I think he came on against United and Liverpool, and then we weren't seeing him really again. Joe Monbongo as well, another striker, but they didn't really make an impact. I don't believe their quality was anywhere near the Premier League in the first place. So really, maybe he just didn't have the players in the youth system to really actually bring up to the Prem. And Dwight McNeil, we thought he did, and he did a great job for us. So I think that he would come in and really just make sure that you guys are hard to beat. And with that, he would need players that you can rely on with experience. So I wouldn't be surprised if there may be a few links with Everton, with maybe Burnley. Some players that we've still got like that doesn't play that well or doesn't play that often. Like maybe for example, Charlie Taylor. He's kind of a B player for us now, but now Bellis is out. Maybe he won't be. As far as I'm aware, if we get a good valuation, he can go. I wouldn't be surprised if players that he's had before would be linked in the next few days.
Right. Did he, or do you expect him to come in and try to put a identity into Everton that was similar to Burnley, or do you think he'll just come in right now and try to get them organised?
Well, the one thing about Everton with this season is that defensively it's not been great, but it's not been the worst part of your team. And that's kind of similar to what Burnley has been. That defensively, I think we had a better defensive record than Manchester United. I think we conceded less goals than them last year. And we went down. It's just that we can't score goals, and that is really your main problem, that you can't score goals. So in that side of things, I would be slightly concerned, just because that was similar to our problem with him last season. And we had the likes of Wout Weghorst, for example, who has clearly got quality, but I don't think he suited our play style at the time. That's the only thing that I would have slight concern for, that it will make you hard to beat. It'll try and get everyone on the same hymn sheet and make sure that everyone's fighting for the cause here. And I think he'll do that really well and almost inspire players to really shift up a gear. And because I think you do have quality already, I hope that just that alone should be enough. But of course, as me and you already know, I'm a regular watcher on your channel as well, because I like to keep up to date, especially with sides who I kind of already predicted that I knew that Dyche should be going to you guys eventually, so I thought I'd always keep up the tabs. You guys need a goal scorer soon, because Calvert-Lewin has kind of just been not on it for quite a while now, so I hope you guys get that in. And especially if Gordon is gone, which it seems like, then hopefully that money can be used very wisely in the next 3-4 days. You desperately need a striker.
Oh God, absolutely. They're just the goals, and it is I guess that is the concern as well. When we obviously looking at Burnley last season, like you say, very, very good defensively, really. When you look around the league, but it was in that final third. Apart from when he played Everton, he scored 3 past Everton. There wasn't many games where he scored 3 goals in, and that has been a real issue for Everton all season. Yes, Could we be better at the back? We could. We had a really good spell, and then of late it slipped a bit. But it's been an issue all season. We just simply haven't been able to score goals, and we're hoping that, I guess, Sean Dyche will come in and try to be, I don't know, a little bit more expansive. I don't know, because it's difficult when a manager has been ingrained in a football club like he was at Burnley. You know, you think of Burnley, you think of Sean Dyche just because he was there for a while, and obviously Vincent Kompany's in there now, and it's different again. What has been as a Burnley fan, obviously Dyche went, and we were shocked on the outside because it just looked like he'd done a really good job there, and he went down. But then obviously Vincent Kompany's coming. Has it been a bit of chalk and cheese with playing style?
The one thing I'll say is that I get a bit of stick for this because people see things as purely like just binary. So like I can appreciate and enjoy what Burnley doing now under Vincent Kompany and still have great respect and love almost, because that's what Burnley fans had towards Sean Dyche for what he did at our club. Of course, the place that we play now is completely different in terms of play style and how we're doing things, and we are really appreciating it. When Dyche went, I think the general consensus from most Burnley fans is the sacking itself wasn't really the main problem, but it was more the timing. Because I think at a stage we had like 8 games left in season. We literally were going to play West Ham in like, I think 2 days afterwards. And we knew that we weren't going to have a manager in until the end of the year. So it's like, what's the point of sacking Dyche without having a replacement for those final few games? So that, even to this day, is still a question mark of why was that the case. We did actually have a bounce from that for whatever reason. Maybe it was just making some things more simple. Maybe it's just change of voice. You know how the new manager bounce can work. And of course, you are hoping for the best. Even though your next 2 games is potentially your hardest. That's why it's Liverpool and Arsenal, was it not?
Arsenal, Liverpool, They're the next two.
To give Dyche a chance and to throw him into Arsenal and Liverpool is a bit unfair. But I guess he can, if it means anything, maybe you can see what you really made out of. And to see Everton against the top sides can really try to highlight your weaknesses. Maybe that's what I would hope for you guys.
Absolutely. Just before I let you go, Liam, if Everton were to be relegated this season, do you believe that the club should stick with Sean Dyche for the Championship and make a return, or do you think Everton may well decide to change him again in the summer?
If you do go down, which I'll be surprised if you guys do, just because, you know, I still think scoring goals is your main issue, but now I've got hope, probably more hope than you, I presume, that you're going to bring players in, at least 2, 3, I don't know, with the money from Gordon, I think.
With the money from Gordon,
So if you guys do go down, there's no one really better that you can get than Dyche, because he's been there and done that. You know, he's won the league and then also came second place with a side which wasn't good enough really at the time to really do that well. We won the league with a good team, but still not a team that was, I think we're probably the 5th best in the league maybe, but we just had a great consistency and, you know, one game at a time mentality. So if you were to go down, there's really no one else to keep with than Sean Dyche. I hope it doesn't get to that stage because, you know, because of his time at Burnley, I'm good friends with like Dwight McNeil, for example. So I cheer him on from silence because I know that it's been a tough time for not just him, but for everyone associated to Everton Football Club. So if it does get to the stage, and there's no one else that's better than Sean Dyche with the experience, and the most important thing is that also his coaching team is really, really helpful. Like, it's a very strong core that he's going to be bringing in terms of this coaching team too. I believe he is bringing his coaching team, his main staff, like Ian Warren, for example. I presume he is.
Well, Warren's definitely been mentioned. That I don't know. There's not been too much details about other ones, but Ian Warren has been mentioned today. Who is, of course, a boiled Everton fan.
Goalkeeping coach, maybe.
Maybe.
He's a fantastic goalkeeping coach if you can get him as well. Because when he left, he took like 5-6 coaches with him. So I presume they are all together as like a package. We have to find out, I guess. But if you guys do go down, there's no one better than Dyche.
Liam, brilliant. Let's leave it there. But thank you very much for taking the time out to bring us up to date with everything Sean Dyche. And hopefully you've given some Evertonians a bit of confidence that we can win this relegation battle, which is it's going to go down to the wire again. But but hopefully...
It's never a boring week at Everton, is it? It's never a boring week.
It'd be all right if we had a couple of just boring weeks. I think it'd be fine, but let's hope that it's Everton are playing Burnley in the Premier League again next season as you boys bounce back with Vincent Kompany, and then it could be Dyche v Kompany, and your loyalties may be a little bit split. Well, not really, but you know.
I was going to say, I think it'll break my heart. The one thing I'll say with Everton that with Sean Dyche, because he's really only had like one team he's managed, but what he made Burnley fans feel is that he made us proud. He made us proud of our team, that they knew that they'll go out there and they'll put a shift in for the club that we support. Yeah. And that's the one thing that I hope, and I'm very confident that you will, that it'll make you guys proud to see the lads in blue out there on the pitch. And that's what I hope that it will do, because as Burnley fans, some may not like Everton because of last season, whatever, but a lot, though, that love for Sean Dyche, it overrides people's annoyance of Everton. So that says a lot about how much Burnley fans respect him. So I hope that it goes well for you guys. Absolutely.
Liam, what's your channel called where people can check it out?
It's called Vizeh. Probably hard to really spell that. So Vizeh. I do football video essays and investigations of the like on my side. I think I did a video recently about Everton, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if that does tickle your fancy, then that is there for you guys to go and enjoy.
Excellent. Make sure you check out Liam's channel. Give him a little subscribe as well. Lots of football stuff on there. Liam, thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. Massively appreciated, and good luck for Burnley for the rest of the season.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Cheers, pal. There you go. Make sure you check out Liam's channel. We'll put a link in the description underneath as well. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to become a Toffee TV Premier member, click the link in the description or the QR code that'll be on the screen now. See you later.